Will this machine or will AI take over my job?
Might sound a bit cliche, but it's actually true. You can't imagine any profession that doesn't really use software. Any person, no matter what your job is, the change is happening really fast. The AI model is a machine. It doesn't care, it doesn't get bored, doesn't get tired. And I believe this is why AI will not be just a bubble that's gonna burst. We are humans, not machines.
I think we humans have this potential of thinking like a machine.
Microsoft and actually OpenAI freaked everyone out. I think what we need in the region is education.
Google, Apple, Facebook, or Microsoft slash OpenAI. Who's going to win the war? Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the AI Best Business Show, the show where you'll best learn about business, entrepreneurship, startups, tech, and anything related to the startup world. Today I have with me a special guest, Christophe. Uh, the What we're going to talk about today is what everyone is talking about in the world. Everyone is sleeping and waking up, and there's something new happening in the space. Before we jump into AI and this whole world about AI, if we were to end the podcast in a minute from now, what is one statement you'll tell the audience that changed their life forever?
First of all, thank you, Ahmad, for having me in the podcast. I guess my statement would be, and it might sound a bit cliche, but it's actually true, is that you can do anything you set your mind to. And I'm saying this because, I learned AI by myself. No one taught me AI, and I didn't go to a university to learn it. I just happened to really wanted to learn it and push myself and do things. Even if I think about it, like currently I'm running a business and I had no idea that I would be doing that. So I had no official proper business training, let's say. So if you want to do something, you believe in yourself and you'll be able to do it.
Okay. عم بطلع على your LinkedIn on what you've did. بلشت early in the space software, MinglePick and AI. خدنا هيك in a story of where did you start and how did you get here?
I think you're breaking off a bit, but I heard that you wanted me to go through a story of, kind of my career from
Yes.
university until today, right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I studied software engineering at university. I graduated in 2012. Back then, mobile applications were the new, hype, and people were excited. I was working as a mobile app developer at a company in Beirut. I worked for a couple of years as a mobile app developer, and then I decided to quit with a couple of friends and work on some ideas that we had. And this has launched my whole entrepreneurship journey. So it was during my first startup, which is called MinglePick, that I came across machine learning and AI. And as I said, I had no idea what it is, but we knew that we had to use machine learning to develop the features we wanted to implement in the product. And so we started reading online, and what any software developer would do: just go to Google, research stuff, read more, apply things, and learn as you build your product. And so that way, it took me 2 years to fully wrap my head around the whole field of AI. As you know, it's a big field, but I was absolutely fascinated by what AI can do. And so my startup was a failure in a business sense, but on a technical level, I was really equipped with AI knowledge, and I was really passionate about that field. So I started working as an AI consultant with companies abroad, not in Lebanon, working to develop further my skills and to also share this knowledge. And at the same time, I really wanted to push AI in Lebanon, because back then almost no one was talking about AI. And so I built a community called Beirut AI to kind of spread awareness and tell people about this exciting new technology that they can use. And during my community work at Beirut AI, we organized workshops, community events, hackathons, you name it. And we saw huge success. People were really interested in learning more about AI. And specifically, we discovered what I call the need for AI education. So we discovered that people don't really understand what artificial intelligence is, and don't understand the algorithms behind it and what it can do for them. And so this has given me the idea of launching ZAKA, which is our current company that focuses on AI education, because companies as well as individuals need to understand how to use AI from a practical perspective, and so that's how I ended up building ZAKA.
Okay. What really drew you to AI? What was the aha moment where like, okay, wow, this is what AI could do, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my life building and teaching people about AI.
So it actually comes back to my love of programming. So
Okay.
why I love programming is because you have a laptop, you have an internet connection, you can sit down, you can write some words and symbols and letters, and you can make your computer do things that it wasn't able to do like an hour ago, right? So you can create things from scratch, and it's absolutely fascinating for me, the idea of creating things. So this is my love for programming, and then AI is basically programming on steroids. So
Okay.
you can actually do a lot more. You can actually make your program much smarter. You can make it do things it cannot do before. Like for example, I love computer vision, because for me, taking an image and then exploring it and extracting information and doing a million things with it is such a powerful thing. So AI for me is making me achieve more powerful uh, products or build more powerful software at the end of the day.
Okay. I'm gonna speak how strong AI became with Auto GPT and a lot of different topics. But I want to have a comparison here. We saw 2 years earlier, 2020, 2021, the years of 2020, 2021, people were excited about Web3, and everyone was saying Web3 is gonna change the world. It's gonna be the main factor for the next 20 years. 2022 comes in, and no one's speaking about Web3 anymore. Everyone now is speaking about AI. Is AI the next bubble after Web3, or is AI a really changing factor in the world?
I get asked this question many times actually, and there's a difference between AI and Web3 in my opinion, mainly because AI, there's definitely a hype around AI, and it's not new. It's been around for like 10 years and maybe even before that. But you can see that there's a real value when it comes to AI. So it delivers on some of the hype that surrounds it, right? So and I believe this is why AI will not be just a bubble that's gonna burst. Web3 has a lot of exciting things on paper, but practically, in my opinion, it still failed to deliver on its value. I'm sure there are companies working on exciting things at the moment as we speak, but there's no real application or real value that you can see directly. When it comes to AI, obviously you can see the value. There are many companies who are automating things, who are improving customer experience, who are reducing costs somewhere. So you can see the value from it, and as long as there is value, people will always use it, and it's not going to be a hype.
Okay. We spoke about all of this. We haven't spoke about the main issue. What is AI?
Interesting. Yeah, this is important for me because AI is such a big word that people can sometimes mistake it for something else.
Okay.
The way I define AI is, I first start by saying AI is not robotics. Most people, when they think of artificial intelligence, they see a robot in their head. And it's not their fault, because that's how the media shows us AI, right? So AI is not just robotics. Robotics is one part of AI, but the big majority of what AI is today, we're talking about algorithms, we're talking about software, and not just typical software like it used to be. We're talking about smart software, a new version of writing code, whereas we don't have to specifically mention or tell the algorithm what to do. So traditionally, the programmer used to tell the program step by step what they have to do. So you do this, and then you do that, and then we explicitly program the computer to do something. But for some tasks that are not feasible to program them that way, you can just collect a bunch of data and then let the algorithm figure out how to learn from it. And so this is what, in a nutshell, AI is. It's about making machines perform tasks without being explicitly programmed to perform those tasks.
Okay. Now, the question that everyone is afraid of and asks, will this machine or will AI take over my job?
Uh, Yeah, so it's not that simple, right? So there's a short answer and there's a long answer. Short answer is yes, it might take over, some jobs, but the long answer is you will not be fully automated. I mean, most jobs will not be fully automated by AI, but definitely AI is being integrated in lots of uh, positions and industries and job roles. And the idea is that the way you think about it is it's a tool, right? AI is a tool. So if you think about software, for example, right? If you go back 30 years ago or 40 years ago and you say, okay, it's software. I mean, who uses software, right? You have to be really a technical person to be working with software. But nowadays, most job applications or most actually job roles, they use software one way or another, right? You're always on your PC, writing emails or on your mobile phone. Like even, I don't know, even agriculture, the farmer who's working with their hands, they also use sometimes mobile apps to track, uh, I don't know, data about their farms or IoT sensors or whatever. So software has now become part of our everyday life, and you can't imagine any profession that doesn't really use software. And the same thing goes to AI. So it's just a new advanced type of software that I believe will be present everywhere. And any person, no matter what your job is, will require you to interact with an AI software in a way, right? Now, this software can help you do things much better. It can help you do things faster. It can help eliminate some of the, let's call them routine, mundane tasks. And so it will not fully replace your job. It will replace some tasks. It will free you up to focus on things that are more maybe creative, more advanced, more requiring more critical thinking, maybe. And so there's this part of AI. There are some jobs, to be honest, that will be completely automated. Like for example, driving a car. Like if you're a taxi driver, yes, your job will be fully automated, but there are always new jobs that are being created. So you always have to learn the skills you need to learn to cope with the change. And this is not
Okay.
the first time, right? Like if you go back in history, every industrial revolution had a certain technology that revolutionized the way things were done. And so jobs are always eliminated and new jobs are created, and you have to keep up with this, with the whole change. The only difference now is that the change is happening really fast. And so maybe 100 years ago, it took 10 years to make the full transition, for example. Nowadays, it's like a couple of months, and you've seen how crazy things
Yeah.
are moving. And so this is the main issue. It's not that there being jobs automated, it's the pace at which the jobs are being automated. It's far more than the ability of people to actually adapt and learn new skills, right? And this is, in my opinion, the actual problem.
No, I definitely agree. And there's a well-known investor, David Friedberg. He owns the production board, was at Google, sold multiple companies. He said we human went from being laborers to being creators, and now we're gonna be dictators. So basically, we used to go out to the farm, do the work ourselves. Then we created machines, and the machines started doing the work for us. Today we're going to be the dictators. We're going to sit and we're going to tell the machine what to do, or we're going to sit and tell them the computer what movie we want to watch, and it's going to create it for us. So our role as human change is changing with time and with the technology that is out there. Now, the question that comes to mind is this AI smarter than us? Is this machine smarter than us? Is this program smarter than the human mind?
So again, there's a short answer and there's the longer answer, right? The
Okay.
short answer is maybe in some cases. The long answer would be define smart, right? What is smart? What is intelligent? And this is, and I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Again, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, actually, if we used to say intelligence is, for example, the ability to play chess, right? If you can play chess, then you're a smart creature. And then we had Deep Blue, which is an AI system that can play chess, and it was able to beat Gary Kasparov, in the world champion in chess. And then suddenly, okay, the smart thing or intelligence was driving a car, for example. And now we have self-driving cars that can drive by themselves. And then we say, okay, intelligence is actually having a conversation like humans do, or intelligence is playing Go or whatever. So what I'm saying is we have to have a better definition of intelligence, because some people define intelligence as X or Y, and in some cases, yes, machines are more performant or more are better than us in some tasks. They're much better than us in some tasks, right? But these are still what we call narrow AI. So they're still focused on this specific task, right? Like for example, Deep Blue, it's really good at playing chess, but it doesn't know how to drive a car, right? Self-driving car models, they're really good at driving cars, but they don't know how to maybe have a conversation or prepare lunch or whatever like that. So until we have maybe a system that can generalize and do everything really well, maybe then we can say, okay, they are smarter than us. But right now, in my opinion, we are building things that are really good in some specific things, right? So yes, we do have models that can, let's say, facial recognition models that can recognize people and images better than humans can. We knew that Facebook had a very accurate model. Now it's not in use anymore, but it was more accurate than the human accuracy in identifying faces. So yes, I mean, we are not machines, right? Humans forget, humans have some they make mistakes, they miss a small point. It's not easy for us to look at, let's say, an image, millions of pixels, and identify small things, small patterns. We are not machines, right? But an AI model is a machine. It doesn't care, it doesn't get bored, it doesn't get tired. It can, go through millions of pixels and find the one pixel that might be a cancer cell 6 years from now. And that's
Right.
what we're seeing right now. So in my opinion, again, these are very powerful tools that we should learn how to leverage.
Okay. I have a kind of controversial opinion here. I do think the human brain is as capable and much more capable than AI, but we as people don't use it to its fullest potential. And I'll say why I'm saying that. I was hearing an interview for Andrei Karpathy. He was a main programmer at Tesla. He led the program at Tesla, basically, their AI model. And he was speaking about what they want to achieve with the AI self-driving. And what he was describing was how we human drive cars and how we pay attention to details. They want to take that and put it in a car. Humans have been driving forever. We have been noticing our surroundings forever. We have been making these decisions of whether to brake or to change lanes or to do whatever we're gonna do while driving since 20, 30 years, since wherever cars have came from. Tesla and other self-driving cars are trying to implement that now on their cars, but on steroids. So I think we humans have this potential of thinking like a machine, but we just can't reach that full potential behind it.
Is it this, or is it we're building machines the way we understand ourselves, right? I mean, and
Right.
again, I'm just challenging your idea,
Right.
but I don't know if we are using our minds to our full potential or not. There's this myth that we only use, I don't know, 10% of our brain. I don't know if it's true. I think I've seen a lot of places where it's actually they say it's not correct, but I don't know how well it is, right? But all I
Okay.
know that is that we are humans, not machines, right? And we know that humans. I mean, there's a thing that I think contributes to intelligence, which is the ability to forget things. So we don't memorize. We don't have a huge memory
Right.
that can store lots of information. And this you can look at it as a
Weakness.
disadvantage, but it's also actually an advantage. Exactly. So it's because we don't memorize things, I think makes us smart because we can adapt, we can think instead of just repeat what we know in a way. So this is again, it's just discussions and debates. There's no clear answer. I'm sure people will have different ideas, but this is how I think about it.
Okay. Um, where is AI in Lebanon today and in the MENA region? Are we far behind? Are we getting there? What's our situation in the MENA region and in Lebanon specifically?
So the region has always been lagging behind against like compared to the rest of the world. And this is the same in Lebanon and in the region. Now, if you look at the MENA region, there's also one thing you have to note is that it's not equally the same status. So in the MENA region, you have countries like UAE or Saudi Arabia that are really advancing things and investing a lot in AI and doing a lot of things. Then you have countries like Lebanon, for example, which has officially as a public policy, we have zero investment in AI or even like a national strategy in AI. So it differs a lot from country to country. But overall, on average, we're still a bit lagging behind. We're still using AI technologies instead of building our own. But again, there are very exceptions to this rule. Like again, in the UAE, there's a lot of interesting things happening in the research in universities, and like they released large language models for the Arabic language. They're doing a lot of these interesting things. In Saudi, they're investing a lot in companies and startups in AI technologies. You see a lot of also regulations on that front. So I believe things are changing really quickly in the region. But at this stage, if you compare the MENA region to, let's say, Silicon Valley or Europe, we're still not there in terms of how do I call it, innovation in AI. So we're still, like we might see a company using an API or using a model, but training our own models and working on our own data is still not that much a popular thing.
Are we gonna get there? Are we gonna see the day where we are creating the model instead of using a model from outside?
Hopefully, yes. I mean, because what you need to do that, you need, in my opinion, three things. First of all, you need talent, obviously,
Right.
and that's something that's currently and personally we're working on that. We're working on building a talent pool of AI, and not just us. Like there's a lot of activities happening around upskilling initiatives and educating people on these technologies. Second thing you need is data, right? And again, in countries like UAE or Saudi and others, they're starting to really focus on data. There's data culture that's shared across companies, so that's also very important. And the third thing you need is money, right? You need investment. And in specific countries, again, like UAE or Saudi, there's a lot of investment going towards this. So I think it's only a matter of time until we start seeing real innovation coming out of the region.
Okay. I hope so. Like this is why I have my podcast focused on the MENA region, because I believe we have the money that the world doesn't have. We have the talent, and I've seen it. I've seen the potential of the people. We just need to do the work, and I hope we do the work. Because I live in the US. I started using ChatGPT back in October, November, and in January, people starting to get familiar with ChatGPT in Lebanon and like in the region. Like, why are we 2, 3 months behind? And sometimes on the large model stuff, we're a year or two behind. So I really want the region to really advance. You say one of the things we need to do is build a talent pool of people who use AI, and you're doing that at ZAKA. Uh, Tell me more. What's ZAKA? What programs do you guys have? What results have you guys seen? Like, tell me what's ZAKA.
Yeah, so Zaka is, first of all, Zaka comes from the word Zaka, which is intelligence in Arabic. So we're an AI education company with the goal of building an AI community in the region. We want to help individuals really understand and apply practically AI. So we have different educational programs that are, some of them are technical and some of them are non-technical. So to cover the technical parts, because this is how we started, we have an AI bootcamp that introduces anyone to the world of AI, because AI is a big field and it includes, data science, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision. So there's a lot of verticals under topic AI, and so it can be confusing for someone getting started in the field to actually know, where to go and how to navigate this world. And so we created the AI bootcamp to really solve that in a short amount of time. So in 4 weeks, you get a good understanding of the foundations of the world of AI. But this field program is not enough if you want to build AI or work as a machine learning engineer, for example. So which is why we have another program that we released last year called the AI certification program. And this is a 16-week online training meant to graduate market-ready talent. So you join the program, you pick a career track. We have 3 tracks, and you graduate ready to join the job market. The career tracks are machine learning engineer, data scientist, and data engineer. So you can graduate as one of those things. And after you graduate, we help you find a job in the field by connecting you to companies in the region that are looking for talent. So we're trying to solve 2 problems at once. We know that a lot of companies struggle to find real talent, and we help them connect to our graduates. We do this by organizing virtual career fairs to connect both of them. We're actually doing a career fair in May 18th. So we're trying to build, connect the community together. And these are on the technical side. And recently, as you've seen with ChatGPT and all of the generative AI tools, a lot of people are suddenly interested in learning more how they can use AI in their jobs or day-to-day lives, which is why we started releasing non-technical courses like AI for Everyone, which is a high-level introduction to what is AI, what are these tools. We also have another course about ChatGPT. It's a master class that helps you really master this tool and use it, in your job and in your daily life. So that's in a nutshell what we do. We're all about helping individuals and companies, get started with AI.
On the technical side, how hard is the learning curve of people learning AI and the three career paths you spoke about?
It depends, right? So first of all, you need to have a specific background to join this program. So you need to have knowledge in programming. We don't teach you programming in these courses, and you need to know a bit of math, statistics, and probability to also join. So we have an assessment that you can take. If you pass the assessment, then you're good to go and you can take the programs.
Okay.
And technically, it should be easy because we've created the programs in a way that take you from zero to hero in this amount of time. So
Okay.
there's a lot of content, and what we did is actually curate the content in a way that makes it, it streamlines the whole process, and you don't take extra information or you don't go through different loops to reach your goal. It's a straightforward, highway from nothing to actually knowing what you need to know to work in the field.
Okay. Do you have any success stories of people who have completed the program and created startups or went ahead and did a cool project that you could share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So we, from this program, the advanced one, our goal really is the success, the employment rate, and we really help people transition their careers and work in the AI field. So we've had a lot of people coming in from agricultural background or mechanical engineering or biochemical engineers, and they're now working as machine learning engineers or data scientists. So I mean, I don't want to name the people, but we have a lot of these cases. We also have people who joined the program and then launched their own startups in the field of AI, obviously. So we're very proud to be able to help people transition and acquire the skills they need for the 21st century. Because I believe data literacy is a skill that is important to anyone to have, not just technical people, but anyone should understand how to work with data, how to mine data, how to visualize data, because data, as you know, it's more valuable than oil now.
Okay. I want to jump to a broader picture. We saw Elon Musk recently have this debate or talk with Tucker on his interview about that we should stop or pause working on AI. It's getting too dangerous. It's going too fast. At the same time, we see him advancing in Tesla. We see him building Trust AI. Should we be concerned? Is AI scary? What's happening?
Yeah, this is it's actually funny because especially with Elon Musk. I mean, I love Elon Musk, but it's funny how what he did. So he called for a pause, a 6-month pause on AI development, and then he started the company XAI, and then he bought 10,000 GPUs, and so obviously, I mean, from the beginning, I really knew that it's actually just a way to catch up to the competition, because Microsoft and actually OpenAI freaked everyone out because they almost dominated this, LLM space. And there's a lot of companies building their own models and working on things, but they weren't ready to release them to the market, right? Because it's not just about building things and releasing them. It's about making sure that they're safe to use and they don't really cause more harm than good in a way. So what I believe actually is it's all meant as a way to commercially catch up to the competition, because what we need, it's not, you don't fix the issues of AI by stopping development of AI, right? You have to keep developing to improve the models. What you should do actually is work on regulations and frameworks to limit the deployment of AI. So work as much as you'd like on building AI, on improving AI models, But when it comes to deploying them to the public, this is where I believe we should have regulations and frameworks that companies have to align with, right? So if you have a model that you want to release, is your model safe? Is it biased? Is it harmful? Does it reply to any question, or does it really take into consideration that there are some malicious users, so we have to be careful? So it's these things, right? And these things do not happen by pausing development; they happen by actually improving rules for deployment, right? Which is why I think that this letter was just a way for them to say, give us time to catch up because we need to compete with you as well.
Who's gonna win the war? Google, Apple, Facebook, or Microsoft slash OpenAI?
I don't know. I'm not in a qualified position to actually answer that. I think, and I don't think one company will actually win this war. I believe in the future we will have, different companies, different models, different options, let's say, for
Okay.
products. And I believe every person will have their own AI, let's say, assistant that's gonna help you, work and navigate life. So it's gonna help you do tasks on
Okay.
your behalf.
Let's say you're not working at ZAKA AI anymore. You were to start something new. You were to start a new startup. What would be that startup that you would start? If you could give me two or three business ideas or AI startup ideas that you've thought about, it's like, okay, I want to launch this. This way we could see the use cases and we could see what if an entrepreneur is listening to us right now, he could get an idea and go build it.
I don't have a lot of ideas, but I mean one area that I would be interested in would be um, around healthcare and actually understanding our bodies.
Okay.
So, AI is all about data. You gather data and then you use it for predictions or to do something with that data. So I believe something around wearables and healthcare where we use some sensors to collect information about our bodies, and then we use that to uh, to optimize our lifestyle. So mostly around, let's say, eating. So maybe again, it's not a full-fledged ideas, but if I wasn't really working at Zaka and I wasn't pushing the education side and I want to build something, it would be around leveraging some ways to collect data about, let's say, what you eat and how it affects your blood sugar and different sensors, and then use AI to optimize the perfect lifestyle for you, to tell you, Ahmad, you should, I don't know, work out more today because we've seen levels of whatever increase or decrease. You've had a good night's sleep or not. I mean, everything is about optimizing your lifestyle in a way. So you can collect information from sleeping habits, from eating, from exercise, from all of these things. Maybe also stress. If you're going through, I don't know, you have some stress at work, you also need to eat this, and because this soothes your nerves or whatever. And also, if you like match this with DNA information, because we now know you can sequence your DNA, you can understand more how your body is made. So I believe building like an AI assistant that actually tells you what you should eat, what you should do, and how you should behave, because it knows you more than you know itself, and it knows
Right.
your body, it knows how it's where it's going, so it can help you avoid sickness and be more efficient, be more productive, be more healthy. So this is like, it's a bit vague, but this is the area that I would be exploring.
Okay. Uh, let's say you had $1 billion fund. Uh, who are startups you've seen or startups you've looked at in the region that are working on AI that you would want to invest in?
I don't know. I wouldn't answer this question right away. um, I mean, I have some names in my head, but I wouldn't just invest because I've heard of them, right? I would
Okay.
need to really, because something might look interesting from afar, but investing in something, what I'm sure, by the way, is that I would invest it in education a lot,
Okay.
because I think what we need in the region is education, right? It's mass awareness about, and not because Zaka is doing education. We're doing education because it's a need that we have. I
Right.
haven't really. It was never my dream to work in education or to be this kind of person, but it's something that I've noticed as a need, and I believe it's something that has to be focused on. So maybe I would look at educational companies doing things in that regard, and I would invest in them.
Okay. Now, let's say your fund became bigger and you had all the money in the world. What would be your life mission of problem to solve? Like if you had one problem to solve in your country around the world and you had all the capabilities to do it, what would be that mission?
I believe reducing inequality, and it
Okay.
can be, it's a bit broad, but inequality means, just because you happen to be born in this area of the world or in this country, doesn't mean, you're less, or you have, I mean, currently you do have less options than someone else. And what I've noticed in my career, because I've lived in Lebanon all of my life, I've worked with a lot of companies and I've traveled, but I've never relocated and worked outside. I've seen the opportunities that say outside people get. The only thing that differs from us, like in terms of quality of talent, we have the same quality of talent here than anywhere else. It's just opportunities are different. People in, let's say, Lebanon, it's not easy for them to get the same quality of education, let's say, or they don't live in the world of Silicon Valley to be able to access this information as quickly as people living there. But it doesn't mean that they are less qualified to build these things. Of course, if you remove the infrastructure and the other things you need to build stuff. So I believe I would be working on reducing inequality, mainly maybe through education, through initiatives that try to fix the issues that we currently face.
Okay. Chris, thank you for that great episode. We really went on a whole deep dive into AI, the applications, ethicality, where are we in the state of AI? You're doing great stuff at ZAKA. I really appreciate what you're doing because it's needed, and keep on doing it. Keep on growing that talent pool. Any last words? Where could people follow you? How could people know more about what you're doing? Feel free to share.
Thank you, Ahmad, for having me. So yeah, if you want to follow us, you can uh, go to our website, zaka.ai. We have all of our programs there. And follow us on LinkedIn. We're mainly active there, and or maybe on Instagram or TikTok.
Thank you again for being here, Chris.